So, in the light of the French and the Dutch no votes, is the European treaty now dead? Just before we came on the air, I put that question to Manuel Barroso, the President of the European Commission.
I don't think so. I think we have a problem, a serious problem. We should not underestimate the problem. But the fact is that some countries ratified it. Two very important countries, did not ratify it. But I think the leaders that will meet in Brussels this next 16th and 17th of this month, they should clarify the situation. I'm asking them to clarify the situation, to have a common approach, a consensus approach, to show that the European Union is going, and that it's not the end of the European Union, and that we can go ahead and we can work and deliver what European citizens want.
Yes, but the citizens of two very major European countries have clearly said they do not wish this treaty to be implemented. You still think it can be implemented?
Look, it was signed by 25 governments. And the 25 governments, when they signed, they also had foreseen the possibility of some countries not ratifying it. But they said that they should go ahead with the process and then take a decision. I mean, I respect very much the French and the Dutch, but they cannot decide on behalf of the British or the Portuguese or the Danish. I mean, the other countries also should have the opportunity to say what they think. All member states should have the opportunity to express their opinion on that constitutional treaty.
So you're saying that the process of ratification should go ahead in other countries and that Tony Blair, for example, should call a referendum in Britain?
No, what Tony Blair should do in Britain, that's up to the British government. What I think is that the British, the United Kingdom as a state, should have the opportunity to say what is the position of the United Kingdom about this process. And until now, we had some countries, 9 countries in fact, that said we support the treaty. We had 2 that said we don't support the treaty. But it will be, I think, important for all of us in Europe to know what is the opinion of all European countries. All are relevant. Of course, the United Kingdom is a very relevant, very important country in our Europe.
But what is the point in any other country in Europe expressing a view on this treaty, since it cannot be implemented because the Dutch and the French have rejected it?
Look, in the past we have seen that in the process of ratifications there could be other possibilities in the future. I'm not anticipating. I'm not proposing nothing specifically. I think we need some time to think. I think that is the wise thing to do, not to take a hasty decision. After all, it was signed by 25 governments, and they accepted, those governments, they accepted a procedure, and that procedure should be respected.
Absolutely, and Declaration 30 of this treaty here says that if 2 years after the signature of this treaty, 4/5 of member states, that is 20 countries, have ratified it, and 1 or more member states are having difficulties with it, then it goes to the European Council. Are you saying that it could still be implemented?
I'm saying that so far we cannot take a final decision, because we have not yet listened to the opinion of the member states.
But how can it be
very important member states?
Absolutely, but I'm obviously being stupid here, but how can a treaty affecting all the member countries of the European Union be implemented if 2 of those countries have decisively rejected it?
Yes, I mean, I understand your concerns, but that was not the first time we had that problem in Europe. We had, in previous situations, countries that did not ratify, and afterwards they considered to ratify. So I'm not suggesting that that will happen today. I'm not suggesting that this is exactly what's going to happen. What I think is that this deserves a serious consideration from the heads of state. I want to remember to you that this was signed by 25 governments. It was signed also by Britain. And when they signed, they said, all of them, that they should go ahead with the process, and at the end, if the number of ratifications, as we have said, that declaration, we had not enough numbers, so the matter should be referred to the European Council. So I think we should stick by what was agreed. Anyway, there will be a moment for deciding this, very near. Let's hope for 1 or 2 more weeks. Let's hope that the heads of government that will meet here in Brussels, they can clarify the situation.
Don't you get it, Mr. Barroso? I mean, here, put to a popular vote, 2 major countries have said they do not like what the European political elite have cooked up. Don't you understand that?
I understand that in France and Netherlands, most people refused the Constitutional Treaty. I perfectly understand. I respect. I'm a Democrat. We respect the outcome of the French and Dutch referendum. Having said that, I would also like to know the opinion of the Portuguese or the Danish or the British or all the others that have not yet had the opportunity to pronounce themselves either through a parliament or through a referendum. I think they have the right. All the countries are equal in terms of dignity, and all the countries have the right to express themselves, and we should not prevent them to express their opinion. So that's my point, and I think it's a very, very clear one, and you cannot object to that, really.
What is the point of their expressing opinion on something that cannot be implemented?
I mean, we cannot say that now.
You say it could be implemented.
We already had situations where we thought we could not have the implementation, and afterwards we got a solution. What I'm asking the European leaders to do is to be wise, not to be very hasty, to show some leadership and some sense of responsibility, to decide collectively. They will very soon meet, and they had opportunity collective. They collectively decided to sign the treaty. That's the responsibility of the member states. They collectively decided to sign it. Now they should collectively decide where to go. That is my position, and I think it's a very, reasonable and wise one.
And if that involves ignoring the wishes of the people as expressed in referendums, 1, 2, 3, who knows how many, if it involves ignoring the will of the people, then government should be ready to go ahead and do that, should they?
Now, they should, of course, listen to those who express that opinion, but they should also know the opinion of others who had not yet the opportunity to express themselves. And there are some countries that want to express themselves. I just today had talks with some prime ministers, and they told me, I want to know what is the opinion of my country about the Constitutional Treaty, and don't they have the right to express it? Do you want to put those countries without the right to express themselves if they want to do it? I mean, that's the right of those countries to say, by ratification process in the Parliament or by direct popular consultation, to say what is the way for Europe, as the French or the Dutch had that right.